Hey guys, it's Meg. I am here this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our standard tarot reading for the week. So if you guys want to come in and get a message from the cards, come on in, have a seat, get comfortable, and we'll get started in a moment. Before we do though, I want to say that if you like what you see in the video, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons so you can stay in the loop for when I post new work. I have also included a list of the decks I've used for this reading, my social media, my website, and a timestamp for the bonus reading for this video. So if you guys just want to see that, or if you want to jump over and just enjoy a short little version of this, please go ahead, check the description. Um, it'll all be there for you. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope you guys have been doing good. So we're going to start with our oracle energy, move into our tarot reading, and see what's going on. Lately it's been a weird brain week for me, and I don't know if it's just the weather or what's going on astrologically or whatever. And if you do follow astrology, I'm sure we can already tell that there's some big stuff going down. But it's been weird, and I kind of want to gain a bit of perspective on what's going on because I haven't felt particularly grounded in my energy. And if that is something that is resonating, or if that's something you can relate to, especially for this week, I'd like to tailor whatever message comes out for us. I'm pulling for bonus reading too, so gotta make sure I do that. But yeah, back to the point here. I'd like to tailor this reading for helping us understand what's going on, getting some perspective on whatever difficulties we may have had this week. But also this reading is for you when you are meant to find it. So if you're feeling out of place with things, whenever you find it, I hope this video helps. Okay, so let me do another shuffle here, and we shall see what's happening with your energy right now. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Okay, to start, we have the pig, maintain self-worth and self-esteem. Okay. We also have the dry desert. Okay. We have the pillar of light, your vibration is rising, you are the oracle. Okay. And we have the sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. Okay. And I'm associating this with the third eye chakra. Actually, it's more right here. So I think there's something that we're instinctively knowing, or we're coming to potentially a vibrational download, an energetic shift, and we're kind of feeling that right now. Okay. And I'm getting here because the third eye, we're intuitively feeling something different happening to us, and that could be associated with our energy changing. Okay, we're making some changes in our space that are going to likely accommodate what's going on in our physical space. whatever that looks like. The thing that I'm immediately sensing is that some of you may be moving house, some of you may be decluttering or getting rid of junk, emotional, physical, whatever that looks like for you. But there's something about this that has you uh, questioning what your worth truly is. Okay, and I'm getting there because the pig spirit is asking us to maintain our sense of self and self-worth here. Also, I'm getting that because of this dry desert card. Okay, there's a possible lack mindset that you put yourself in right now because you're having to declutter and because you're having to because you're having to declutter and let go of things. So the thing of this is that once we get rid of the clutter, once we let go of all of the junk that we're trying to let go of, I hope that makes sense. Anyway, well, once we do that thing, there is going to be space. There is going to be, it is going to look like there's nothing there for you, but that's a good thing. Okay, that is a good thing because the energy, you're intuitively sensing that the energy around you is changing, and um, it's there'll be space. There'll be space for the new to come in. We just have to start doing that work, as uncomfortable as it may seem. Okay, so that is our oracle energy. Let's get into our tarot energy and see how we can, not only how we can get comfortable with being uncomfortable, but also how can we start decluttering? What can we do to make this decluttering process a little bit more smooth for us? Okay. All right. Okay. So the first card we have is the Artist. This is the Queen of Stones. This is a Queen of In this deck, the stones are a thematic analog to the pentacles, which makes sense. So we have essentially the Queen of Pentacles here, and there needs to be a practical plan put in place for this, because I think part of this ungrounded energy you may be feeling here is the fact that you really don't know what's going on. Yeah, you really don't know what's going on with your feelings, with their space. So yeah, again, there needs to be a very practical plan put in place for how you're going to start this project. Okay. So there's the Queen of Stones. Also, you know what, nurture, going back to the idea of the pig spirit here, go with your self-esteem and your self-worth. Perfect card to bring this back up with. Nurture what you have. Nurture your truth. There you go. Nurture your truth, because that's part of the essence of you that can't be changed. Okay, it can be changed. Let me amend that. And it should no, it can't be changed. Nurture yourself, nurture your essence, nurture the parts of you that are so true about you that nobody can argue that. Okay, there it is. We took the long way around, but we got there, I think. be kind, be loving, but address what's going on in terms of practicality. Okay, so there's the artist. All right. We also have the acrobat, which is the page of stones or the page of pentacles. Be open to learning and be open uh, to accepting new ideas about uh, how to be nurturing of yourself right now, and how to build on what you have. Okay, there's still lessons to be learned, even though you've gone through somewhat of a journey to get yourself here. You're not done with this yet, and I don't know that I don't know or can't predict that if you ever will be, but there will always be good lessons to be learned in this area. Okay, so there's the page of stones. All right, we also have the four of stones. So we're going back to the lack mindset here, that it's been a little bit difficult for you to start this decluttering because there's something about this situation that you're holding on to a little bit too tightly, and it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go, because again, once you do, there will be space for the new to come in for yourself here. Okay. Again, I'm hoping this makes sense. Yes, you want all the shiny, pretty things, but if you don't have space to take those in, how disappointing is it to have to leave those things behind, right? So yeah, the four of stones, open up and let go, so you can create space for new energy to come in. Okay. So let's get some hidden and clarifying energy here. What do we need to know right now about the energy we have on the table? Okay. Hidden energy, please. Hidden energy is the Six of Spirals. This is the Six of Wands in this deck. And the beautiful thing about it, getting this card, I think, is the message here is that you are doing the work and you will be recognized for it. There will be a change that comes over you that is visible, and yeah, that is visible, and you don't have to hide yourself away in doing this. Okay, especially because that letting go is probably going to have your mask drop a little bit, and that's also part of the discomfort you might be feeling, is instinctively you know that I'm going to be putting a lot of myself out there now that I'm letting go of the hard stuff and moving myself on. Okay. Weird. It's a weird feeling, but again, people are going to see the changes you've made and they'll praise you for it. Okay. So that is the Six of Spirals. Okay, Six of Wands. But we also have as our clarifying energy, the Magician. And this is a beautiful word of encouragement here, because this is saying that you are capable of doing this and you have what you need at your disposal already. Okay. And interestingly enough, there is an eye motif in this as well. I'm also going to equate these swirly bits back in here as a tree or an earth element. Can I go with a tree here? you are capable of doing what you need to do in this situation, and you have the intuitive capability, the innate capability of, if not making it easier on yourself, at least putting yourself in a space where you can rise to the challenge. Okay. So there is Ravens or the Magician. Okay. Alrighty. So let's get into clarifying why we have what we have out right now. We're going to get some hidden, again, to clarify, we're going to get some hidden and clarifying energy. And we'll see what goes down. The thing with this deck, ooh, okay, well, we had 2 cards pop off, first of all. But the thing with this deck is that there are extra cards for the Emperor and the 4 Kings. So if those cards come out, I'm going to read them together rather than as 2 separate cards. And you'll see what I mean if it happens here, okay? So to clarify the Queen of Stones, to see why this is out, we have the 4 of Wands to start. So there is a desire for stability, for happiness. There's a desire to build a space for yourself that is uniquely your own. There's a desire to build a space that is uniquely your own. And like I said, coming back to the Queen here, specifically the Queen of Stones or the Queen of Pentacles, this is going to need, it's going to need a practical plan to do the work in this area. It's going to need, yes, it needs a practical plan, but you know what? It also needs room for praise and celebration, because this is going to take work, and you put in some good work so far. But it's time to keep going. Okay, time to keep going. But I say that fully knowing that sometimes your limits do get reached. Okay, and you know, you need to give yourself grace and kindness if you do need to take a break. There's no shame in that. Okay, so there's the 4 of Wands. Okay, but even more than that, we do also have the 10 of Pentacles coming out as well. So again, building a safe and unique space for yourself will help you certainly take care of yourself, but also build the foundation for a happy home, an abundant home, a place that you can again feel safe in, but also have the abundance that you desire to come in for yourself. Okay, so there's the 10 of Pentacles. Again, hoping that makes sense. Let's clarify the Page of Stones here. Okay, clarifying the Page of Stones. So let's see what we need to see, please. Okay, Page of Stones. We have the 7 of Wands coming out here. So there has been some conflict, and there has been some hurt in your space, especially from people who are bringing you up to task for trying to do what you're doing. And this is, again, this is hard because there's parts of you that have really taken a beating. Your self-esteem, your self-worth has been called into question, like, why do you think you're worthy of having this? Why do you think you're so great, this, that, and the other? Well, you deserve the right to defend yourself, okay? And you're standing in defense of that, right? Um, it's the kind of thing that you are, my nose is itchy, I'm going to take that as confirmation here. You're in a place of having to defend yourself, and what can be hurtful is knowing that there will be people you thought had your back in the crowd that's coming at you, right? um, that doesn't feel good. That really doesn't feel good. However, there are lessons to be learned in this, okay? And part of that lesson is I think part of that lesson is don't let other people's insecurities bring you down, okay? Because you have the choice of whether to act petty and insecure or, move forward anyway. Move forward anyway. Again, you're going to know what that looks like for you, but yeah, you're standing in defense of yourself, even yeah, you're standing in defense even if there's people in the crowd that you thought had your back. And here's the thing about that. You know how you're feeling, okay? You know what you're feeling, and you know how deep you're feeling those things, okay? But you're not, you're taking those emotions and letting them build the story, okay? And I'm saying it like that because the King of Cups, in my general interpretation, the King of Cups is someone who, again, knows what they feel, knows how deeply they feel it, but they're analyzing their feelings rather than reacting. And I think that's, you've gotten yourself to the point in this situation where you can see the conflict, you can feel your way through the conflict, but you're not being reactive in this case, because there's certainly a lot of things that you could do, but you're choosing not to. Okay, so that is the King of Cups. Let's clarify the Four of Stones. Why are we seeing the Four of Stones, please? Let's see the Four of Stones. Okay, we have Justice coming out right away. The reason I think part of this letting go process needs to happen is that we're balancing karmic scales right now. We're needing to answer for behaviors that we've taken in the past, or actions we've taken in the past, and behaviors that we may have negatively portrayed to other people. Those things we're being taken to task for. And yeah, this is uncomfortable because we're having to potentially face parts of ourselves that we don't like, we didn't necessarily think about. But either way, part of this letting go is going to have to be acknowledging the nastier parts of ourselves. I don't like it. Who does? Maybe for some people this is easier to do than for others. And I'll raise my hand to that statement. But this is happening. Okay, and this is part of the Four of Stones energy that's coming out now, is letting go, answering for what happened, and then letting that be part of the decluttering process. Okay, so there's Justice. Okay. And we also, yeah, we also have the death card coming out. So, like I said, this decluttering process is changing our energy. And I do think it's changing our energy for the better. Okay. Again, making space. Making space. Um, and knowing that we have the not only the power to do this, the capability to let this happen, but that there will be parts of us that can weather the storm. Again, going back to the pig spirit, and yeah, again going back to the pig spirit. Yeah, remember your self-worth and your self-esteem. Okay, so there's the card for death. All right. So let's get into the Six of Wands, the Six of Spirals here. All right. Let's see here. Okay, we have the Moon. So things are a little murky right now, as is, I think that's to be expected. Okay. They're uncomfortable. We don't know what's going on, but we do know that we have to move forward. Okay. I'm immediately, maybe a little controversial to mention here, but you know how in Harry Potter, if you've seen the movie, they can light the tips of their wands on fire. I like on fire. They can make the tips of their wands light up. I'm getting that image because we have the Six of Spirals, Six of Wands, and there's part of that fire, part of our fire that's allowing us to see where we need to go, even if it's not lighting up the whole way. Okay. It's like driving in the dark. You hopefully drive with your headlights on. Please do that if you are able to drive. Um, but right now, the way is murky. We're not really sure where we're going. We can only really see what's immediately in front of us. But I think there's a call to keep moving forward anyway. Okay. Because even if we don't see the path forward, I think intuitively we do know it's there. We do know that the changes are happening, and they will be for the better, even if we don't see those changes just yet. Even if we don't know who's going to be at our backs and acknowledging what we're trying to do, it's important that we keep trying. Okay, so there's the Moon, and we also have the Two of Swords. The gates are open, believe it or not, and I do see. I do think you see that as fact. Okay. But again, going back to the discomfort of this time, the choice to leave your comfort zone or move out of that is hard. It can be hard. Maybe for some of you, this might be like, yeah, I'm going to do it, whatever. But for some of you, it might be like, well, I've worked very hard to build up this system that I'm in, this place that I call my own, and I don't want to leave it. You do have the choice of whether to stay where you are or leave your comfort zone. Now, I'm reading this as Two of Swords. I read it initially as Two of Wands, but I do think the choice aspect is still there. The problem with this is that you may be missing information you need, and that stands to reason because you do have the Moon card. Here's the deal. maybe giving yourself a little bit of a break to reflect on where you are right now. That's going to help because you're missing information. Ultimately, you're missing information, and that's going to be where you this is where you're going to possibly pause and see what you need to do. Also, go back to your Queen of Pentacles energy as well. Plan, do what you got to do to gather what you're missing, and then you might be able to move forward a little easier. Okay, so there is the Two of Wands. All right, let's see finally why we're seeing the Magician. Okay, so I do think this is a very encouraging card to see, but I would like to get a read on why we are seeing what we are seeing. Okay, all right, let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, so first things first, we have the High Priestess. So part of this Magician energy is coming from experience. So we've had experiences in the past that have kind of dictated our story a little bit. And what I mean by that is that we've experienced something, we've had a knockback, or we've had a very happy moment, but it's whatever this information you now have, it's come from pausing and reflecting. Interesting that we have Moon and Water energy coming out here. We've had to kind of dig into the depths of our personhood and find things that we are using as experience for this. Okay, so yeah, there's that. There's personal experiences that we're drawing on, and also we have the King of Swords here. So if you're not already in a reflective process, it's probably a good idea to take a minute to really think about how you're thinking about things. Take a minute to think about what you're thinking and how those things are making you feel right now. Because generally kings are the authority figure of their suit, and this is the King of Swords. So part of this work you're doing right now is to gain some authority over how you're thinking and what those thoughts are making you feel, and then taking that process and using that as experience to make your magic during this time. Okay, again, I hope that makes sense, but we're going to move on into our final two decks. I'm going to tailor this part of the reading. I'm going to tailor this part of the reading for you specifically. So if I can if you will allow me, I will get a read on your energy and see how best we can use the energy from the first part of this reading. So before you do that though, water break. Here's your reminder. Cheers. Okay. So let's see this first portion of the reading for you. How can we maximize the energy we already see? Ooh, okay. Well, that was easy. We just had 5 cards pop right off the top. So let's see. Yeah, let's see the energy you need to see to start off for you. Okay, first card we have again the Two of Air. This is the Two of Swords. So there are choices to be made here, but you're missing parts of the information you may need in order to make the best choice for you in this situation. So again, I do think taking a pause to do some reflecting, and I'm getting there with the High Priestess coming out from the first portion, but pausing and taking some time to reflect may help you gather what you're missing. Okay, there's the Two of Air, the Two of Swords. Okay, we also have the Eight of Fire. So here's part of the reason you're overwhelmed, because you're getting a lot coming at you all at once. And what's interesting to me is I will always interpret this card as pay attention to where you're standing, what you're feeling, and how you're thinking. Because those things will give you clues on how to move forward in this situation. But it will always be important to do that, even if you're not trying to make forward movement. The other thing with this card is that it can represent very rapid forward progress. Again, this is where reflecting is going to be major, because you are going to see, you're going to make progress, but I think you'll probably, if you take the time to reflect, you'll probably see it well after the fact. And again, going back to the Four of Wands, that's going to help you create your space and create a space that is uniquely your own, but it's also going to give you reason to celebrate and to be happy. Okay, and you know what? You have the choice to be happy in spite of difficulties. How does that work? I don't know. You know how you're going to make that work for you. I don't know, but either way, pay attention and stay on your toes, because you're getting a lot of information pretty quick here. Okay, so there is the Eight of Fire. All right. Interesting that we also have the Two of Swords. Air and fire, they feed each other. So it's going to have, yeah, this time is going to, your thoughts and your feelings are going to be very deeply connected during this time. Let's see what else we have. We also have the King of Fire. Yeah, it was the King of Swords. So yeah, coming to terms with how intense your emotions are right now. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. It's interesting. It's interesting to see right now, because you're having a lot of thoughts that are really, really intensely triggering your emotional state right now. And part of this discomfort of doing this decluttering is coming to terms with what you're feeling and whether those feelings are necessary. Okay. And I say that because I'm getting the question in my head that, are you feeling what you genuinely feel, or are you feeling what you've been told to feel? And that's part of coming to grips with the energy right now. It's a lot. It's intense. And what do you do? Only you know. I think only you know what needs to be done here. So there is the King of Fire and King of Wands. Okay. To clarify, we're starting with our hidden energy. We have the Messenger of Water. So this is the Knight of Cups. This is part of the action you need to take in order to grow emotionally and in terms of your spiritual practices before, but certainly. But there's actions that need to be taken, and at this time, you know, you're starting to do it. I do believe that you're starting to take the action you need to take in order to grow as emotionally and spiritually. Yeah, again, decluttering, it's not comfortable. It changes your comfort zone, but it is part of your growth. Okay. And then again, having the pause and the time to reflect is helping here as well. Okay. That's our hidden energy. And our clarifying energy, we are back to the Queen of Earth. We are back to the Queen of Pentacles. So again, being nurturing, being practical about this, putting a practical plan in action, because we have got a lot of fire and a lot of fuel. Okay. But yeah, again, setting a plan in action in order to help yourself do this work is necessary. And I'm saying it like that because this is a repeat card. Okay. So there is the Queen of Earth, or the Queen of Pentacles. All right. And let's see what else we need, and then we will get into our bonus reading. Let's see here. What else do we need to see? All right. Let's see what else we need to see here, please. All right. So the card we have coming out first is the Two of Cups. So once this energy is started, once we've started doing this decluttering work here, we are going to have to take what we know and integrate what we're learning into that knowledge. Yeah, we're going to have to take what we know and integrate what we're learning. Okay, and that could mean that the paradigms we're operating under shift, or the mentalities that we are being either told or that we're carrying of our own accord. Those things are going to look different after we do this work, and that's interesting, but it's also necessary. Okay, so there's the Two of Cups. I do think part of what we're maybe making room for is a romantic relationship. That's up to you to decide if that's relevant. If not, but I'm saying that because generally, you know, without the story just told attached with this card, sometimes this can mean new or possibly young love. Again, take that as it resonates. Excuse me. And take that as it resonates. But again, it's that integration and blending. Okay. So there's the Two of Cups. Okay. All right. We also have the Chariot. Oh, perfect. We're moving forward. We're moving forward in spite of the lack of clarity. I'm getting there with the Moon card coming out. We're going to move forward anyway, right? Because we have the capability of doing so. All right. Enough said. I'm going to leave it there. We also have, okay, we have the Hierophant in reverse coming out here. So, again, I think this is calling us back to keeping our self-worth and our self-esteem in sight here, because with all of what's going on, I think it would be easy to lose a bit of our I'm going to say rightness as a person. By that I mean that we're carrying qualities that are inherently our own. Okay, and that might be coming into question with all of this. Okay, keep an eye on your personal truths, on the way. You know you best. Keep an eye on that. Okay. So there's the Hierophant in reverse. Okay. All right. As our hidden energy for this portion of the reading, we have the Ace of Wands. So there's going to be room after this decluttering process to light a new fire, to set a new spark to your creativity, to your passions, to find new inspiration. And it's going to be great once it gets going, but also know that you have the power to control it and to keep it contained. You also have the power to let it fly, let it go. All right. But eventually this new spark will come. Okay. So that is our hidden energy. Our clarifying energy is the Three of Wands. In the meantime, of this occurring, this new spark coming to light, there will be a need for you to plan. Okay, again, planning well, taking stock of your personhood and what you can let go of, is going to help you get on the boat when it comes for you. Is that the Three of Wands? Or no, it is the Three of Wands. I'm checking that card again, because I got the thought in my head that all of this, it's tough. Letting go isn't easy, but letting go isn't easy. But imagine what you are going to find when you're able to get on your ship and sail for the horizon. Just imagine that for a little bit. Okay. Three of Wands. There you go. So that is it for the main reading. Let's get into our bonus reading and find out what we need to see from there. Okay. So to start, we have our donkey spirit, and this is calling us to keep an open heart no matter what. Okay. We have the spark. Okay. We have trust the niggle. What is this niggling feeling trying to tell you? Okay. And we also have all tied up. Okay. Well, with everything going on, I think our hearts have been a little bit closed, as a means of protection. okay? But are we protecting ourselves too much? I'm asking that question because we have this card. In doing this protective work and putting up these walls and putting up a mask, we've potentially closed ourselves off to new experiences. And there are new things coming in for us if we can open our hearts a little bit and see what is outside of our barrier, right? And I think instinctively we know that there's something better out there. We know that there's something less painful, less restrictive, less uncomfortable. Instinctively, we know that because we're feeling that call to push through, okay? Whatever that looks like, whatever that thing might be for you, it's not comfortable, but it is there, okay? And instinctively, we know in here, that something out here is waiting for us to put our light in, okay? So there is the spark, there is trusting the nibble, okay? I'm gonna get that in there so you can read what that actually says, all right? So let's see from our tarot what we need to see. We have Bella Rosa, or the devil, okay? We have the Ace of Pentacles, all right? We have the Hierophant, okay? And we also have, okay, the devil. Devil as a repeat. So let's talk about this for a minute here, guys, because there is a strong temptation being placed in front of you. And I think that temptation has to do with the fact that you want to stay where you are. You want to stay bound to the comfort zone that you created for yourself. You might not necessarily want things to change because that's going to mean a lack mindset. Your world doesn't look the same if you were to let things change. Okay? That's weird, that's uncomfortable. You just want to stay where you are. But the thing is, that's what holds you back. That's what holds you back. And in order to really make forward progress, you are going to have to let something in your space go. Okay? And, part of what I believe is going to make things easier here is knowing that you have things about you that are just yours. They're not for anybody else. They're not because of anybody else. They are just yours. You created it. You've made it for yourself. That is part of your truth. And that is part of how you navigate, especially during this time, but in the world at large. And I want to acknowledge experience here, because there's a reason you want to stay where you are. It's safe, it's comfortable, whatever situation you have put together in your space, it's yours, and that's why you want to stay where you are. But your garden won't get planted, your garden won't grow if you stay where you are. And operating from a space of insecurity, of lack, that isn't going to get your seeds planted, and it isn't going to let your roots grow. Okay. So there's that. Yeah, there is that. I hope this helps. I hope something in here resonates with you, that you find peace and help from it. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to call it quits here. So again, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I love you. If you want to see more, go ahead and check the description box for all of the links and things. I will see you very soon with a new video. But in the meantime, I love you. Stay safe. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.